What is up, beautiful people? Glad to have you at today's training. Today we are talking about meal prepping and meal planning. And I realized I'd never made a training about this, and I was like, I'm all about meal prepping and meal planning. I'm surprised I don't have an in-depth training about this. So today we're getting into it, and I'm super excited. So why meal prepping is important. And guys, a lot of people, there's actually a lot of coaches or a lot of other people that, are in my field that don't promote meal prepping. They think it's too restrictive or it's too, detail oriented or whatever. But the thing is, like, it helps you save so much more money. There's no way to eat cheaper than meal prepping. Like, if you're really trying to save money and get in shape, meal prepping is the way to go. On average, meals for my cookbook are $2 to $4 each meal. Eating out or buying pre-cooked meal, it can be up to 5 times that. Up to 5 times that. Crazy. And it saves time. Cooking all at once, like a bulk prep, it saves time in the long run. Yeah, you might be, using time in isolation. You might be spending your time doing that for the moment, but over the week, the months, the years, it's going to save you more time. You're going to have more time to do what you want because you're not driving to go buy your food. You're not constantly driving to the grocery store. We're going to be saving more time in the long run continuing to prep the way we are. You can spend 3 hours prepping for several days in an hour and a half or every day. And that's even too much. I only prep about 2 hours a week. 1 hour usually on Thursdays, 1 hour on Sundays. Right now it's kind of been a little sporadic with my move. But once I get settled or get back consistent, it's Sundays and Thursdays is my meal prep. Why else? Meal prep, it keeps you on track. It's going to help you change the way your body looks. It's going to help us to stay on track. Prepping and planning makes it easier to accurately track our calories and protein. When you cook and measure yourself, you can control your portions and quality. And the thing is, when you meal prep, you're measuring and tracking twice, because you measure and track it when you are, divvying out 1 ounce here, a cup of rice here. You're measuring and tracking it when you actually prep, and then you measure and track it and log it again once you log it in the app. So there's two front lines. When you're going out to eat or you're buying pre-cooked meals, that's never going to be as accurate as our meal prep, because we know exactly what we're doing because we did it. Getting started with meal prep. A lot of you guys who might be watching this who have been consistent with meal prep, you know what it is. I got a couple pros in the game who are, great at meal prepping, and it just become the habit for them, and they enjoy it. And it's like, it's fun now. But if you're not out there, if you're not at that point yet, meal prepping may be a struggle. I want you guys to start small. Begin by prepping just one meal a week. Once you're comfortable, increase it to 2, then 3, until you can prep 6 to 7 meals twice a week. That's the goal, is to prep 6 to 7 meals twice a week. You can eventually prep. You can prep 7 of your lunches, 7 of your dinners, or 7 of your breakfasts. What I usually like to do is I usually prep my lunches and my snacks. My dinners and my breakfasts, my breakfast is always on point. I usually have eggs or whatever. It depends. It really depends. I'm always prepping my lunches. That's for sure. The lunches is the things that are really have to be important, because the lunches is usually my post-workout meal. And you don't want to be driving all around or whatever, sporadic, trying to figure out your post-workout meal. If your lunches are prepped, you're going to have those readily available when you get home right out of the gym. And it's really going to help with like anxiety and overwhelm, because when I was first getting into my fitness journey, I was so worried, like, what am I going to eat today to stay on track? Once you have your meal prep, you don't got to worry about that shit, because you have it all prepped and planned. Yeah, hell yeah. I could not imagine my life without meal prepping either. Like, I don't know how people do it. Like, it's so expensive to eat out, and it's so expensive, like, even though honestly, with this move, I just moved, I have been eating out a little bit more than I'd like to, just because I had no groceries, I had no time to meal prep, and like, I was making excuses. So somebody come slap me. But, I realized, but from eating out, like I'm spending like 30, 40 bucks on one meal, and I'm like, damn, I could make this like a fraction of the cost. So yeah, meal prepping, big time money saver, big time gonna help us change our way our body is. And again, guys, you guys need to be as serious and strict about your meal prep as you are about your workouts. Like you guys hit chest, whatever your workout schedule is, you guys are hitting chest Monday and Friday. You're at the gym at 2 p.m. for an hour and a half, whatever it may be. You need to be that concise with your meal prep. Like, choose a day and a time throughout that day where you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna spend 45 minutes to an hour in the kitchen on Thursday at 2 p.m. and I'm gonna do like that's how strict we need. We can't be sporadic with the meal prep. It's got to be just as diligent and militant as our workout schedule. So Sunday, prep meals from Monday through Thursday. Thursday, prep meals for Friday through Sunday. That's what I do. That's what works for me. But if your schedule doesn't align with that, we can communicate and we can help you create a schedule for your meal preps that's going to work for you. Key tip, choose times that fit with your schedule. Like your workout schedule, stick to them consistently. Guys, this is a game of consistency. Okay? I'm going to give you guys some tools for better meal preps. Get a blender. If you guys don't have a good blender, I highly recommend the Ninjas. I'm going to bring over the kitchen essentials right here. Can you guys still see the screen? You should be still able to see the screen. Yeah. So, the kitchen essentials, guys. Get a good blender. Don't get a crappy one. I highly recommend a Ninja. I'm going to see if I have the blender on here. Boom. Hopefully this brings up the Ninja. Yeah, this is the one that I have. The cup is the blender, and guys, this is going to be, and I think it's on sale right now because they're doing some Prime thing. But if you don't have a good blender, I highly recommend getting a good blender. And I like the Ninjas, the ones that are the cups, because it's going to save you even more time. Because when you have a blender, you have to clean the blender, and then you have to clean whatever you pour it in. With this, you're only clean because the blender is the cup, so you just blend it, and then you just have that cup. And it limits dishes, guys. It helps you save time. We're all about saving time, being more efficient. Get this blender. I know it's kind of expensive, and almost $100, but like I've had mine for over 5 years, and it's gonna last you for a long time. Ninja is a good quality company, and I mean I'm sure there's some other ones you could try to look for if we scroll down. I'm sure like there's some other cheaper ones you could probably get, but I think there's cheaper versions of the Ninja. Like here's one that's 80. I'll only get a Ninja, guys. I'm only recommending the Ninjas, because I've tried other ones and they don't compare to the Ninja. So guys, that's the first thing. I want you guys, if you guys don't have a good blender, you got to get one. I highly recommend this Ninja specifically because I've had it for a long time and it's great. This is the one, guys, boom, 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 boom. This is the one that is in the kitchen essentials. When you guys first got onboarded, you got the kitchen essential list, and this is the link. All of these have links. So when you click it, it goes directly to that product. So get a blender if you don't have a blender. If you guys need a bigger blender, I'm always probably going to recommend a Ninja. A little bit more. Oh, this is only this is 30% off right now. Yeah, they're doing Prime big deal right now, guys. So if you want to get a blender, this is cheaper than the other one. This one's cool, but the only reason why I don't like this one is because it takes more time to clean. It's more of a hassle. The other one, I recommend even more. So boom. I won't spend an hour talking about blenders, but you guys need to get one if you don't have one already, because I have a lot of recipes that will call for a blender. I'm sure all of you guys got cooking sheets, frying pans, Tupperware containers. We need to have all this stuff readily available to make prepping easier for ourselves. All right. Boom, boom, boom. What else are we talking about, guys? So blender, Tupperware. Get a big bowl. You guys know a lot of my meal preps that I do, I make it easy, but I get a big bowl and I throw all the ingredients like the rice, the meat, the vegetables, the sauce, and I mix it all together. You guys need to get a big ass bowl. And you can also use this bowl to make big salads or whatever you want. It's just good to have this because a lot of my recipes are going to call for you to use a big bowl. All right, guys? Bada bang, bada boom. Any questions so far about what I'm going over? I'm sure most people who have, a kitchen have most of these items. Boom. So if you guys have any questions so far, I want to talk about cleaning as you go for a second, because we're all about making efficient time. And I learned this when I used to be a cook at the Marriott for a while, and that's how I kind of earned my skills of being a cook, I guess. But the main thing they taught me is how to clean as you go. Guys, you don't want to pile up a mess and just throw it all to the side as you're cooking. That's going to increase your meal prep time by like double or more. If you can figure out how to clean as you go, what I recommend is like you get like a little one of those big bowls, another one of those big bowls, fill it up with like soapy water, and you can just throw in your dirty dishes and stuff into that, or just fill up your sink. Your sink, you could like plug it, and then fill it up with hot soapy water. Throw in all your dirty dishes in there so they can soak and get clean as you're meal prepping. I would just want you guys to be mindful of cleaning as you go while you're meal prepping, because the big point of meal prepping is to help us save more time too. So if you're spending more than an hour in the freaking kitchen, that's probably because you're not cleaning as you go. Like, we need to figure out how to expedite our time. When recipes call for a cup of something like rice, if the recipe calls for a cup of the rice, it's always going to be dry. It's always going to be dry. Usually on the cookbook stuff, I'm never going to measure up a cup of cooked rice. It's always going to be dry. I think that's what you asked, right? When recipes call for a cup of something like rice, is the recipe called for a cup of rice? Is that dry? It's always dry. Always dry. That makes sense? All right, I want to talk about meal prepping versus meal planning, guys. Okay, check this out. Fully cooking meals or snacks to be readily available, ideal for those who don't mind eating the same thing multiple times during the week. Meal prepping is like literally what most of you guys are doing. You're prepping your meals, full snacks, and keeping them readily available. Meal planning, on the other hand, is prepping individual food items like protein, carbs, vegetables, and keeping them separate and mix and match throughout the week. This method offers more variety without the extra cost. I honestly do both. Once I'm going to get settled, I'll have both. Ideally, you want to have both because you're going to have your meals prepped, and then you're going to have an extra protein source prep, an extra carbohydrate source prep, and some vegetable source prepped. If you guys could do that, that's really going to be the holy grail of nutrition. But a lot of you are just meal prepping, and some of you are just meal planning. You know, I recommend if you're just getting started and you're feeling overwhelmed about meal prepping, you can either just start with prepping one meal at a time, or you could start with just prepping one macro at a time. And I would recommend start with prepping protein, because protein is the most important macronutrient when it comes to changing the way our body looks. Okay, so I would recommend prepping a protein source in bulk. Whatever your favorite protein source is, lean ground turkey. When it comes to like fish or eggs, you kind of got to be careful with because those things don't last as long. Fish you can kind of get away with depending on the type of fish, but eggs I would definitely not prep eggs. Unless it's the French toast, like that, you can prep the French toast that I have in my cookbook. But guys, chicken, ground beef, ground turkey, bison, whatever your favorite protein source is, I would like you guys, whether you're meal prepping or meal planning, to keep a little bit of that in bulk in your fridge, to just have it readily available to ensure that we hit our protein goal. But again, if you guys are just starting out, I think it's a good idea to just start out with prepping your protein. So you can just add it to a little bit of just add it to your meals here and there, just to help you reach your protein goal. Because a lot of you guys coming in are not used to eating this amount of protein. So starting to prep your protein only, just doing that can maybe, make this feel less overwhelming and make it feel more doable. So I prep Sundays and Thursdays. It works for me. I've been doing it for years, and that's what works for me, and a lot of my clients do that. But it also depends on your schedule, what's going to work for you. Okay? The end game, like to reach the end game, is to prep twice a week. A lot of you guys might not be able to do that with your busy life, being a parent, or whatever you got going on. But I recommend at least prepping once a week. We have to at least prep once a week. Prepping twice a week, that might be a little bit harder for others, but that is really what I want a lot of people to work for, because I think in the long run, it's going to save you time and money. Tips for success, guys. Consistency is key. Treat meal prepping like your workout schedule. Stick to a dedicated time and day each week. Like, you don't want to be sporadic with your meal prep, because it's gonna just how if you're sporadic with your workouts, it's gonna fuck up your recovery. If you're sporadic with your meal prep, it's gonna fuck up. It's just gonna fuck up how long the meals are lasting, or it's just going to throw you out of your rhythm. Like, don't try to put too much on your plate at first. Just start with one meal prep and just prep one meal, and then once you're like, oh shit, that was easy, now prep 2 meals. But don't do it like a random day every week. You need to like sit down and we need to look at your schedule and you need to choose a time, we need to choose a day that we can stay consistent with, committed with for the foreseeable future. Share your progress, guys. I think it's super important that we post our meal preps and we post our improvements, our setbacks, and even just a picture of your meal prep in the group. The support and accountability that you get with that is massive. And like it really warms my heart seeing people posting their meal prep, and I'm sure you guys see that too when you see other people in the same program as you posting their meal prep. It's just awesome that we're all in this together and we're all prepping our meals, we're all putting in the work, and it's just cool to see what other people are doing and to get ideas and get inspired. So I think a big part of this is just sharing our progress, sharing our recipes. Try new recipes, guys. A lot of you guys are, similar to me, where when you find something that you like and you want to stick with it, that's fine. If that is the type of person you are, then I would recommend getting into meal planning more. You're meal prepping, you're making the same meals week after week. If that's the case, you could start meal planning and just make the same protein source, make the same carb source, and the same vegetable source, and then just alternate some of the spices and the sauces that you use. Just a thought. Use your favorite food, guys. There's a massive misconception that people think that they can't eat the foods that they like to lose fat. Guys, it's all a numbers game. We need to get you in a consistent calorie deficit. We need to get you to consistently hit your protein goal. We need to get you to consistently eat fruits and vegetables and work out consistently. Like, we need to master consistency. And how are we going to master consistency? If we enjoy the process. We're going to enjoy the process much more if we're eating foods that we actually enjoy. So if you guys like burgers, if you guys like steaks, pastas, whatever you like the most, you let me know that, and I'm going to figure out how to put that into your meal plan. Don't force yourself to eat foods that you don't like. Let me know what you enjoy, and I'll find a way to incorporate in your plan. A lot of people that I've talked to and worked with, they've pushed themselves to follow a plan that they didn't like, and they're going to get burned out, because if you keep doing something that you don't like, you're going to get burned out. But we're not going to get burned out here because we're doing what we like to do. That's the whole thing about burnout that I feel like people don't understand. It's like, oh, I'm going to get burned out on meal prep. I'm going to get burned out on this. You're not going to get burned out if you actually like it. If you actually enjoy it, then there's no way you're going to get burned out. People only get burned out because of the self-talk around what they're doing, because they don't like what they're doing. Guys, if you enjoy the meals, if you enjoy the prep, if you have positive self-talk, if you have a good attitude, and you're like looking forward to eating these meals, and like you could think about them and even salivate a little bit, there'd be no way for you to get burned out. So again, guys, I want you to be eating your favorite foods. Your favorite foods can't be a Big Mac, and if it is, we're going to find a way to make a Big Mac support your goals. Not actually eating at McDonald's, but making a homemade one. All right. Bulk prepping. I'm prepping, guys. I don't know if you're shopping at Costco or anybody who buys in bulk. I mean, the whole thing is, guys, I want you to think of this as in a big picture, how we're going to save more time, how we're going to save more money, how we're going to be more efficient. All right, we're going to save more time going to the grocery store less, and we're going to save more money paying more money up front for bulk items that will last us longer. You follow me here? So when we keep going to the grocery store, we're wasting time, we're wasting gas money, and we are spending more money for, if you're going to like a place like, Safeway, Walmart, which, is not a bad deal. But if you were to go to a place where you're able to buy things in bulk, like Costco, Aldi, Sam's Club, if you're able to go to a place where you can buy in bulk, you are going to be saving more money. And this is in the long run. This is the mindset I want to give you guys. Just how people think that they don't have time to meal prep. You actually are going to have more time in your entirety of your life if you start meal prepping, because you're going to be spending less time driving to the store, driving to go out to eat. Same with buying things in bulk. If you're able to buy your protein in bulk, buy your carbs in bulk, it's kind of hard to buy fruits and vegetables in bulk because they don't last that long, but you still can. At Costco, I get a big bag of bell peppers. I get a big thing of berries, frozen berries. If you are buying fruits and vegetables in bulk, I recommend frozen, because when they freeze them, they're frozen fresh and they retain their micronutrients. A lot of times, frozen fruits and vegetables can have a higher nutrient-dense profile than fresh, because when they're fresh and they're sitting on the shelf, they slowly lose their nutritional value, or they slowly get less potent in nutrition. So if you're buying in bulk, fruits and vegetables, get frozen. I recommend you guys, just like I'm going to start doing, is shopping at a place like Costco more, because it's going to, even though you're spending more money up front, but you're getting more, and over time you're going to be saving more money. It was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around that at first, but once you start looking at your bills and you really start dialing in your budget and you look at all your expenses and you realize, wow, I'm spending $50 there, $50 there. If I were to just, instead of just spending, $50 a week, if I were to just go and spend, like $200 a month at a grocery store, I would be saving way more money, almost double the amount of money. So I want you guys to like step back and look at the big picture, whatever you got going on right now when it comes to your meal prepping situation. We need to just take a step back and see where you can make some improvements. Okay? Can we make some improvements with being more efficient with our time in the kitchen? Can we make more improvements of maybe buying some more higher quality kitchen devices to help us with our meal prep? Can we make some improvements by maybe incorporating more meal planning by adding a bulk macronutrient, either a carb cooked in bulk or protein cooked in bulk? Can we find other ways to be more efficient, improve our prep time, improve the taste of our meals, improve the accuracy of our meals? Is there a way that we can improve it? Another thing that we can do is a food scale. Some of my clients do use food scales, but some of them don't. I'm not going to push that on you. That's only if you want to do it. If we do see results getting very stagnant and we are continuing to meal prep, doing a food scale is something I would recommend, because it kind of takes out another variable. But I have never used a food scale to get in shape, and I've helped hundreds of people never use a food scale to get in shape. You don't need it, but it can help you just be more accurate when it's sometimes hard to be accurate when you're unsure about what you are tracking and how much. So guys, that concludes our training. I want you guys to do a little bit of homework and just kind of step back and look at where you can make improvements. Can you make improvements by purchasing some kitchen items that will help you? Can you make improvements by being better at cleaning as you go? Can you make improvements by shopping more in bulk? Can you make improvements by doing a little bit of more meal plan, or being a little bit more efficient with your schedule for your prep? So guys, whenever you're, feel a little unsure about your meal prep, I want you to come back to this video. I want you to reach out to me, and I'm here to support you guys. All right? Any questions about this training, those of you watching on the live, those of you watching on the replay, you guys can comment below. But I hope you guys got value from this training. Hope you guys are having a great day, crushing your goals. This was kind of a shorter training a little bit, wasn't it? No, not much. But I hope you guys got value. I know a lot of you guys know what the deal is when it comes to meal prep. But a lot of you guys have been doing this a while. I still want you to take a step back and see where you can make some improvements. We're talking about being more efficient with our time, being more efficient with our money, and just being more accurate when it comes to prepping these meals and making sure that it is the right calories that it is. And make sure, if you guys aren't using a food scale and we are doing measuring cups, you want to make sure that the food is slightly under the rim of the measuring cup, just to ensure the calories are accurate. All right, guys. Well, I hope you got value from this training. And yeah, this was fun. I love meal prepping, guys. Meal prepping will change your life. A lot of people who say that they can't meal prep, I would like to just say that those who say they can and those who say they can't are both usually right. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching the group training. And if you guys have any questions, reach out to me, comment below, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.